Hello, everyone. It is Teresa from Teresa's Silhouette Spot for all things art, where I love sharing art from my heart and teaching creatives and crafters how to paint for fun and profit. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Painting Mess, to my very first YouTube live. So give me some grace, y'all. My very first YouTube live. I've been live other places, but this is my very first time on the YouTube. As you can see, I am a painter. I teach in person, on Zoom. I do art kits. I teach children and adults. So if you notice my accent, I happen to be from Long Island, New York. Um, if you're not from the United States, I am from New York State within the United States. And I'm going to get started painting. I'm just getting out a few colors that I think will go for my background. So I have a link. I don't like that color. I have a link. My affiliate link is in the description. And I'm going to get painted, ready, started to paint. I am going to show you a really fun background. And then I'm going to use a stencil to create most of my painting and show you guys how simple and easy it is if you have a unique background and then you want to put a design on it. It's really simple to do with stencils. Stencils are really cool these days. So anyway, I'm going to see if I can get you guys down and out a little bit. Not really. So I couldn't use two cameras. I usually use two cameras. So I will figure it out. Don't fret. Okay. I have a 12 by 12 canvas here. 12 by 12 wrapped canvas. I have 3 or 4 different blues. I have a blue haze, a skyline, a light blue, and an ultramarine. I'm actually going to load all the light blues on my brush all at once. And I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to start creating a background with all these colors. And it's just a crisscross. I pick up the light, I pick up the skyline, and I pick up the blue haze all at once. And I'm just going in here and I want a variety of colors on my canvas. I don't want to overblend, and that's why I am moving quickly. There is no right or wrong reason to do this. It is just a very simple background. You can do it with a few colors in a color family that you like, and create your own fun background too. So I have been on YouTube, I guess, for like a year. I have lots of tutorials on here. You can sign up for my list and get a free tracer to one of my paint parties. And that's all I'm doing. And you know what? I'm holding my canvas like this right now. But when all is said and done and I get done with this background, I may end up having a different angle on what's going to be top and what's going to be bottom. We'll see. But again, this is a 12 by 12 canvas. And you can see how quickly it's going. I'm just doing crisscross. I do 2 and 2, 2 and 2. Oh, actually, I think I'm doing 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yep, I'm doing 3. So, but you can do 2. It doesn't matter. And you don't want to go back over your spaces too much. Because like I said, you want to see the brush marks. You want to see the variation color. You want it to look almost marbleized. We don't want our background to be one solid color. And we like some light values and some dark values of our paint. Like if I was doing yellows, I would have a bright yellow and a golden yellow, and then maybe like a very pale soft yellow. Okay. Now, occasionally, well, most of the time when I do a wrapped canvas, I will paint the edges. I'm going to paint my edges now until I run out of paint. And I'm still doing it the same way. I'm still flip-flopping my brush so my edges are not one distinct uniformed color. So we can do all 4 edges. Sometimes I like to grab a canvas when I've been painting. Do I have one here? Yes, I do. And do like a really fun side. I think I have a video on this. So look how cute that is. There's a painting. This is a kit that I have on my website. And then that is the fun border that I did. So sometimes I guess it depends on the painting, depends on how much paint I have laying in my dish as to what I will then do for the sides of a wrapped canvas. It's also possible to leave it just plain white. People do that. That's up to you. It's your art. It's your way. So I have been painting for almost 15 years. This is my first YouTube live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And because of this is not the beauty of television, I'm going to have to get out my heat gun and dry this a little bit because I'm going to show you my stencil and how cool it is. Okay. Hey, Eileen, thanks for hopping on. My first viewer on my very first YouTube live. I have this double pack of stencils. Let me get it. You can see it right here. It's a 2-pack. It comes with these 3 fir trees or the birch trees. I'm going to be using this beautiful birch tree stencil tonight. Look how cool that is, and look at all that detail. Isn't that just awesome? Awesome, awesome, awesome. There are 2 ways to use this, and I'll show you both ways. And then here is the overlay of the pine trees. Isn't that cool? I put you on Pinterest too. Thank you, Eileen. I'm just full of lives tonight. So yes, so this is a 2-piece stencil from Essential Stencil. If you use my code Stencil Spot, you get 10% off. These are amazing quality stencils. They have great customer service and really fast shipping. So these are, isn't that cool with the birch trees on it? So this stencil could be used 2 different ways because birch trees are white, and then I had one with birch trees here. I don't know where it went. They're white, and then they have some black. So this would be cool if you painted a black background and then did your trees over it white. But I have another trick that I'm going to show you guys to do with this. So I think I'm pretty much dry. It doesn't have to be totally dry because I'm going to use a stencil brush. Did I miss a side? Nope. Okay. All right. So let me see if I can get you guys on a better angle here with this. I don't think I can, but I'll show you. I am just going to take the stencil. The stencil is also 12 by 12 and lay it on. I have a little piece of extra painting tape that I'm going to put on one of the sides. Now these trees don't go all the way to the top. It's a 12 by 12, but the trees don't go all the way to the top. So I want my trees to be all the way. Oh, actually, I'm going to have them go all the way to the top, and then I'm going to put snow in at the bottom. That's a good idea. So I'm lining up, and I'll show you guys 1 second. I'm going to take this down. So although it's a 12 by 12 stencil, in order to keep the trees together, you have this boundary down here, this border, and this border up here. So I lined my stencil up for my trees to go to the tippity top of my canvas, because I want them to go right off the canvas. Then I'll show you what I'm going to do with the bottom. Okay. All right. Let me get a stencil brush and I will start stenciling. I have some white paint. The trick to stenciling is to not have too much paint. That is way too much paint. So once you load your brush, you want to offload a little bit of it onto another surface, onto a paper towel, onto your apron, whatever it is that you're working on. Again, pounce in the paint and then offload. And I'm just going to go in and pounce in. I could have used a bigger brush. Offload, pounce in my birch trees. So how was everyone's New Year and holiday? Because New Year, new me. I'm Teresa. I love sharing art. I will be adding in some more of these YouTube lives. I do in-person parties and virtual parties. You can find them on my website. And art kits, if you want to host a party at home, or if you want to host a party, a birthday party, and you want to do it at home or on Zoom, I can hook you up with art kits, and you guys will have a blast. All my art kits come with a pre-traced surface, all the paint you need, paint brushes, step-by-step instructions, and a video. I know I love these stencils. I love Essential Stencil. I have quite a collection of them. They are great quality stencils and very easy to clean. Some of the stencils that I've used, and you know what? You don't even have to clean them. It's up to you. It depends on your personality. There are stencils that I use so infrequently, and then I just pop them back in the plastic. Then there's other ones I use often, and they are so easy to clean. It's like they're brand new in the package. And that's it. So I'm just filling my brush with paint. I'm offloading it a little bit, and I'm coming in here, and I'm pouncing in my white birch trees. Now, like I said, you could use this stencil two different ways. I could have painted an entire background in black, let it completely dry. That would have it completely dry. I couldn't have done that on a live. And then come back in and put the white over the black and had my birch trees. But instead, I'm going to show you how we can use this stencil to kind of like speed up our art a little bit. We have our trees the exact size and shape that we want them. And then we will go back in and we will add hand-painted layering of the bark and the branches and whatnot to our trees. It's just another way of creating art. Some people might say it's cheating. I don't think it's cheating. I think that if you have tools and you can get yourself some tools to make your job easier, more pleasant, more productive, go for it, right? It's art. It's art. It can't be wrong. There's no art police coming to your house saying, oh my gosh, you used a stencil. You didn't hand paint. No. I created this. I could see adding some spackle to make check. Yes, I could see that too. Absolutely. Or even you can buy like this stuff. I think it's chalk dust, and add that to your paint as a thickener. And that you could even do. That would be a great idea. I use this stuff called Snow Tech sometimes for my paintings. It's a little pricey. It's a crafty product, but that would be good. The spackle or the Snow Tech for the bottom to add a little bit of 3D effect in the bottom of the painting where I'm going to set the trees back by putting in some snow. Because like I could explain to you, the stencil, you can't just lay this stencil down splot in the middle of your canvas. No, you have to keep it to the top. You want your trees to go to the top. And then that leaves you with space on the bottom because the stencil is 12 by 12. My canvas is 12 by 12. And you can use the stencil on any size canvas. You don't have to use it on a 12 by 12. You can use part of the stencil. Maybe I didn't want to have all these birch trees. Maybe I only just wanted 3 or 4. Totally do it. You don't have to have in every single tree and use the stencil like this. I will take stencils that I like and combine elements for a complete setting, piece of art, whatever it is. You know, I'll take an element from this stencil, maybe I don't like the tree on one particular stencil, so then I'll use a tree from a different stencil. Oh yeah. whatever I like and whatever's going to help me be happy with my artwork. And again, it's just paint. It is just paint, y'all. If you don't like it, I could take the stencil off, repaint the background, and then start all over. Am I going to do that? No. But I'm saying you could if you wanted to. It is just paint. And if you get your canvases on sale, it is just a $2 canvas too. So, okay. Oh, this one's not as dark down here. Let me fix this one. A little bit more white. And this does not have to be perfect. They're birch trees in a forest. So let me pick that up and put that down. Okay. So now we have my trees in the forest. Cool, right? I'm going to push this down a little bit so you can see. I'm going to pull back, bring that out there, okay? All right, now I am going to get a brush. And I'm going to get a little bit more white paint. And I'm going to come down here. This is a 1/2 inch flat brush. I'm going to come down here with my white paint. And I'm just going to start adding in some swirlies and some bumps. It does not have to be even. It's snow. I can have it come up a little higher on this side if I want. And this way, my stencil worked because here I am, and I set back now my trees. My trees are not floating in the air anymore. See that? They have a nice base to them. I will go back into and add a little bit of blue. Sometimes if you see snow in art or in Christmas card, well, Christmas cards are art too. The snow is not like a complete white. Sometimes it has like a little blue hint or tinge to it. So I will be doing that as well. And then you'll be able to see the differences in the piles of snow and the heights and the drifts. I'm just going to fix this down here a little bit. Okay. And we want, when we do our snow, we want our curved, our brush strokes to be curved. We always want our brush strokes to follow the same direction as our element. So if we had an element that was vertical, we'd want to paint our brush strokes vertical. If we have an element that's horizontal, we go horizontal. If we're painting a round jar or a round glass, we want to actually curve in our brush strokes. And it's okay to see the brush strokes. And I could leave this just like this right now, and I'd be like, wow, that's so pretty. But I will keep going. Okay, so I have my stencil, and you see the spots? Now those spots would be black if I had painted my background black to begin with. And I did this with this 2-piece stencil right here from Essential Stencil. You can use my code Stencil Spot for 10% off. It comes with these grouping of pine trees and then the birch trees that I did here. So now I'm just going to get out a liner brush, a little skinny liner brush, just like this. It's got a pretty bit long bristles on the end. It's just a skinny liner brush. And I'm going to go in, put my finger in the white. Let me fix that. And wherever we have the black, I'm going to go in and I'm just going to dab in lines for my white birch. See that? So I already did one tree. And just with the tip of my liner brush, wherever there was a break in the stencil. I'm just following it in. It does not have to be straight. As a matter of fact, it shouldn't be straight. It could be a little bumped, and it does not have to be straight at all. And look how quick, I'm just using this liner brush. Let me pick up a little bit more black here. And filling in the breaks in the stencil to make these birch trees. Now you don't have to watch me do this whole thing. I'm just going to do a couple of trees just to show you. Some of them are thicker, some of them are thinner. If you wanted to add a couple more, you can. It's totally up to you. You can take your brush and like just even dot it in a little bit. It doesn't have to be a pull. It could just be like a little bit of a bounce. And then I just tossed my stencil to the ground. When I get done, I did have the trees. When I get done, I'll just put it in the sink. I'll run a little bit of some warm water on it. I will actually use this stencil brush and clean the brush as I clean the stencil with a little bit of warm water and a little bit of dish soap. And my stencil brush and my stencil will be clean before I know it. And then I can put it aside. So now with these little branches, I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to lightly shade in some of the bottom of the branch. Just like that. Just the bottom. I'm coming in here. I'm lightly using my liner brush and I'm just coming in, and whatever would be the bottom or the part sticking out that's shaded, I'm adding a little bit of this black to it. The underneath of all the branches. Whew. Some of these branches are quite skinny. You don't need as much black. And then some of them are a little fatter, but that's okay. I still have to go back in and finish the rest of the trees, but I thought I'd show you how I do the rest of this with the branches. Hmm. There we go. Now I could take this now and again wait for it to dry and put in wildlife or maybe some cardinals in the trees or maybe some deer, whatever, whatever I want to do with it. But this is just such a great background to leave on its own or add to. Show you one more thing that we can do for these birch trees. Let me just finish this one up. Okay, you can get a little tiny, maybe like a 1/4 inch. Where do I have it? Right here. Like a 1/4 inch wide flat brush. Okay. Again, I'm going to go into my black. And I'm just going to hold my brush on the black, on the edge with my black paint and do a little flick. Just to get some areas on there where they have a little bit of a darker bark peeling off. Now, I didn't realize, and I guess I should realize, that birch trees don't grow everywhere. There's a big country here, you guys. So I guess it stands to reason that birch trees would not grow in every state and every climate. But we have them here. I think they're mostly on the East Coast, but they're really cool. They're white and the bark peels off. And when the bark starts to peel off, underneath is it black or very, very, very deep brown. They don't have a lot of branches. They do grow leaves and they do shed their leaves in fall. Um, but they're kind of cool. And they do grow tall and skinny like this. So there you go. So I have to finish up my trees, but that is it for tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me. Don't forget this really fun 2-pack of stencils that I use for these birch trees. The one is wet, it's on the floor. And then we used to have lots of them here on Long Island. I have them in my yard, but I did have more when I first moved here 30 years ago. But I do have some in my yard still. So this is a 2-pack. It comes with this grouping of pine fir trees and then this birch tree one that I used. You can use this code Stencil Spot for 10% off. The link is in my description. Thank you, everyone. And woohoo! First YouTube Live in the bag. Have a great night, everyone.